Good evening, and oi oi. This is MSL Scrims on Bigfoot Scrimcast alongside Highland Wolf. You with us there, buddy? How's it going?
I am with you loud and clear, and welcome to another Tuesday here on MSL.
Going to run through our teams we've got with us tonight.
Sure thing, let's do so. So should have 18 different teams here. Whereas tonight we've got going from slot 1 to 18. We've got firstly for kills actually in slot 2, RNG, B2B, CCCP, Sons of Odin, AOK Esports, AOK Alpha, Vision, Extreme Power Style, Bad News, Kurd 12, Quiet Storm Esports, Swag Gang, Lethal Men, Quiet Storm Tempest, and Silent Marks Bravo.
It might look like Kurd 12 have switched over to slot 7, but I think apart from that, most people have turned up. 25 HSK is Hard Skill Killers. That looks like a sub there.
Yeah, we've got 5 different subs here. We got We Don't Lose, Violent Storm, Space GG, Hard Skill Killers, as we see we go in the game on Space 25, and Bad to the Bones.
There we go, yeah. Okay, so just have a little check of the Vikendi flight path here, and it does seem pretty nice for everyone. Couple people jumping out early. CCCP straight down. Looks like QST and AGK and Cosmodrome, which I actually really like Cosmodrome drop. It's with 2 teams, it can be a little bit stale, but it's got quite a lot of variety of buildings and areas and angles, so it can kind of go any direction really. And the loot is really spread out in different areas, so it's got a lot of potential to be an interesting drop. Let's see here, QST dropping in this main building. They probably should have split up here because the way the loot spread out in Cosmodrome, they're actually really delaying themselves and being fully stacked.
Yeah, definitely going to be an interesting drop here. We don't usually see a Cosmodrome drop, usually in Vikendi. It all obviously depends on the flight path, and especially a map like Vikendi where we go, because teams, I find, tend not to like to go too far close to the edge of the map, knowing that the zone can sometimes shift really hard to one direction. As we see here, it has shifted to a hard northern direction, about 20% of that zone currently in the water. We're going to have to see if it continues to be pretty brutal and stay inside the water, or if it's going to shift down and be a little bit more lenient to his players in the first game.
Yeah, so maybe just jump over to HSK here. It doesn't look like there's a push going on just yet. You can see in the kill feed there, Swag are starting to get down by EX there. It's actually quite a big fight at the last little part of this flight path, but it's started to even itself out as EX3M managed to take a bunch of different compounds in a sort of a split drop.
And we see these 4 different teams down on that south end. We see in the northwestern side here, though, it does look like the side of HSK there, losing 1 member. Down goes Dope there in... Well, what will be now with 16 teams still alive, only 2 members there for the side of HSK. Nutty and Blurry there. They're going to have to be very careful how we play this game. This sub-team, they're going to want to make an impression here and prove to the rest of these teams and prove to the organizers here and prove to us as well why they deserve the space in that sub-slot and why they deserve to play in these games.
Yeah, and they're being quite patient right now, which is how you play. We did see in a Tier 1 scrim the other day, lack of patience, knocking out some really powerful squads who otherwise would have came out on top. So it's nice to see HSK just taking it a little bit slowly. TPP is a game of patience, and I think FPP is more a game of aggression, which is why you sometimes end up with this debate on what's better. But in TPP, you're going to got to hold back a little bit, especially if you're in the minority. Looks like that's what HSK are doing. Maybe going to fall back soon, maybe not. We'll see what they get up to.
Yeah, it's all going to be about seeing what these teams get up to, as these teams feel each other out in the first game and have an understanding for how each of these teams are going to play. Obviously, it's just an open scrim, so much less aware of how these teams are going to be playing. Play it more like a casual match here. In the south end, we've also got a couple of different teams, but we're going to keep our focus here on how Blurry does against the side of it. Looks like it will be B2B here. B2B Green, one of the B2B squads here, is asked to move close, and now Blurry trying to go for that jump shot, but can't quite find it. Equally B2B trying to go for that as well, but Blurry losing takes down half the health there of 1. Cos now going down very low. Blurry also very low as well. Has to try to take out this 1 member, but not going to be able to do it across the wall, and Blurry's going to be out and alongside the rest of the HSK squad here in 16th position.
Yeah, they'd have been better off retreating than trying to take on 4 members like that. But That's PUBG for you. they walked towards them instead of walking away. Got themselves in that conflict, trying to get a couple jump shots, and it was just a little bit messy there as they got swamped, and that will be the end of the game for them.
Okay, so tell me where this is right now, Bigfoot, because I've never been in this area of the map.
Alright, let me show you this. This is underground in Cosmodrome. So we're back in Cosmo, just checking out these teams that dropped, and this is just underneath the rockets. If I come up here, you'll see the rocket area just there.
Very interesting, very
Where
interesting.
is it? There it is. That's the rocket. So the underground is a bit of. You see that little?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a big boy rocket there as well.
A21R. Rocket, the famous rocket. So it doesn't actually have a very pointy tip, so it's not going to be very aerodynamic. I'm not really sure how this rocket's going to take off right now. Look at that.
It's a bit flat on the.
Oh no, here we are. Yeah, there's a
Oh, there we
little
go.
slight point when we get up here.
It's like a pencil.
Right. Oh,
it's blunt. It's like a giant blunt pencil.
Looks
Explosion.
like USD have started pushing away, and as AG have made this push here, it does look like USD have started rotating away. Maybe they're not that keen on this early game fight. Maybe they're just trying to entice them in there. So far, oh wow, when you could climb ladders in PUBG.
Well, that would be some spot there to go up onto the top. I feel like actually almost add into the game with an opportunity like that right open on the Candy map. That would be a real nice high position there, but very open for these teams right in the middle of Cosmodrome here. We see obviously this fight between the side of Quiet Storm Esports and AOK Alpha currently.
Quite interested in Rusty's little flank here, so it does actually look like AG might be baiting, AOK Alpha might be baiting QST. Quiet Storm Esports, as they've sent Rusty around the flank, and they've seemed to be trying to get them to walk towards them that way. Rusty might be able to get Marsha off here if they're clever.
Yeah, does not want to be caught out here though themselves. Is a little bit of a risk here if you do find yourself being caught out by the squad of AOK. They can just rotate as 2 or 3 man squad and eliminate you very easily out of the match. Gonna have to keep an eye down on this low end here. Is actually looks like Pajama manages to find one knock up there.
I think that might have been a full squad wipe there on VSN. It was VSN, V-Man, SM, RITN, R-Floor, and Guami Bear. Second VSN team in the lobby tonight, taken out. This is not the main team. Willow and Scobes being clan leaders. Killam actually got Killam into VSN now. I was the agent for that deal, and I'm really happy to see Killam inside that team long term now. If you need anyone, if anyone needs a team or needs some players, get in touch with me. I'm an acting agent in the PUBG community in the UK.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of knowledge coming from casters as well. Casters probably some of the best opportunities for agents there, knowing how much we look at so many different players and so many different teams. It will be the streams there if you want to be noticed. Find yourself a couple friends, get yourself a couple kills, and may just find yourself the likes of an agent like Bigfoot in the UK scene.
I don't know if you know the Fortnite player Arkram, but there's a really funny video of Dr. Disrespect being agenting him into 100 Thieves. It's so funny, man. Gotta check it out. I'll send you it later.
I will definitely check that out. We're back to the side of AOK versus Quiet Storm here, down, or should I say up in Cosmodrome.
Shots finally going down. Hexor does get Jebot there, so that is a nice little. They really have surrounded them. This is really, really professional double drop tactics, because there's not a third team here. They're quite free just to surround them, and it's working very effectively. Now, can Rusty push in? I think Rusty is pushing in. Maybe not fast as needed, but definitely pushing in and getting closer while they're distracted.
Could push down here with the teammate here on the edge. They do need to find a way around there because obviously that they are behind the wall, Jebot. They're going to move down, however. Now they're a little bit split. Jebot managing to heal up there. So a little bit perhaps a missed opportunity on the side of Quiet Storm. They could have moved in against Jebot and Marcia while Jebot was low. But they have managed to split them up here, so now going to be a 1-to-1-to-2 split here. The surrounding, just a kind of wall here right now of Quiet Storm players around. Does look like one of the members, Harry Quiet Storm, could be in trouble here as Maestri and Joandra circle round.
no, Lone God almost getting a knock, but double team there. Maestri goes down.
Yeah, Maestri gets knocked up in return, but not before we lose that member of the side of Quiet Storm. Now it does look like just Rust really available to pull this off, as well as a teammate here. Aura, can they find this knockup? They managed to find a one. They're gonna find that second try first to out, but they have to take down the members of AOK here. They need to finish them off. Round the window, not able to find the bullets and the shots that they need. Here comes a second, and Aura manages to find one, but Solo has to finish off the second. Perhaps going to try first. Misses the shot so on first, and that's going to cost them that opportunity there to make it that 1 versus 1 with that miss on the 3. Rusty now going to have to try split them up here, try make sure they can't revive and keep this a 1 versus 1, but as we know, cannot shoot while jumping over that window, going to go through the door instead.
Rusty not got a helmet, so Jabot hits the headshots, it's all over.
The jump shot's there, and Button doesn't barely. Rusty survives, and the side of Quiet Storm will survive a little bit longer in this game, and we'll have to see how long they can take the side of Quiet Storm into this first game.
It'd be worth checking out this team that I assisted in the formation of. I haven't really seen them play properly, and it'd be nice to see what they can get up to right now. Killam helping form the Elves clan. But then moving on after that clan was kind of on its own way. Moving on to slightly bigger and better things here with VSN. Willow here on the old snaky sniper camp, which is a really powerful position, this compound. I'm not surprised to see VSN come and take this compound straight away. Really good choke point for so many different angles. It just does have the potential to be overwhelming if you get 2 or 3 teams passing through at once.
Yeah, you do have to be careful always in PUBG and any map, Bigfoot, of the third party coming in. We've seen it even yesterday in the Death Race Scrims, where teams just got annihilated by a car running in and taking them down. Obviously, you can check all the previous videos on our archive on YouTube. There's Bigfoot Scrims down on YouTube. You search it up, you should find the videos there.
As this zone pops again, it does take a little bit of the water out of itself, leaving most of these teams comfortable, but you can see QST and Cosmodrome there actually slowly getting pushed in by Bad News, as well as the Sons of Odin team coming in the back there, so Cosmodrome could start to get to be quite a continuous party in this game tonight, and it might even consider, the zone might consider squeezing in around that point, keeping these teams inside Cosmo, but it's interesting to see where this next pop goes. It's quite an even spread, so if we get a hard shift, there is going to be a lot of teams making that maneuver together, but which teams is it going to be?
It's going to be interesting as you see how this zone shifts. We see it now close in a little bit more, but still inside the water. The water's still active in this game, and that's going to decrease that zone to perhaps a 1 shift ahead of where it actually is, based on the space that these teams have to move. B2B walking straight into the side of Extreme here and seem to be struggling. They've had one knocked down already. Want me now rotating around. He wants some of these kills.
It does look like the rest of the team is going to keep moving for now and just let Unseen bleed out.
Yeah, a bit of a misposition there, walking directly into that compound, not being aware, but we say they may be running away. They may just be rotating around in their vehicle for better positioning here onto Unseen. Perhaps going to use Unseen as a bait to try lure one of them out.
As soon as Unseen was bled out, they decided to leave there. There was no point hanging around pushing a well-formed team with a insecure formation, so nice, wise choice there to take that leave as soon as Unseen gets bled out.
Yeah, we do see around them, though, a good number of teams, notably enough straight ahead of them, decide to CCC Blue in the purple colour there. A bit of a bait in terms of colours here. Rusty managing to find one. Rusty finds the second there, goes prone, just to be sure that the headshots don't land through. Then now comes the second, manages to barely find it. Can he find a third kill? Yes, they do. Rusty takes down 3 players and boosts those kills up 3 more. Down go another squad here to Rusty, but has to be careful as well. Sons of Odin now coming in.
Wow. MVP of the night so far is 100% going to be Rusty. Real good
Another
survival
squad here.
techniques. Real good survival techniques. They might have heard a little trace of bullets there in the distance. Just a little couple small shots over in the distance, and Moonin not necessarily super keen to push forward, just scouting out right now, but that's the best thing to do. Having a look here, we do have Moonin, Jacko, Philipek, Deadpool. We did see Moonin last night in the death race there. That was a good...
we certainly did.
Alongside the partner Hugin.
It's going to be interesting to see how Rusty takes this setup now, because Rusty, with the low ground disadvantage in Cosmodome, does have the compound to himself. But Sons of Odin, this full squad, not going to be taken as likely, I imagine, seeing that they just watched and witnessed an entire trio get wiped by Rusty in that setup. They're walking into the Cosmodome compound. Rusty in a little bit of a precarious spot, but I imagine we'll try to hold on to Cosmodrome until this next zone shift, because if it is going to be a zone shift towards Cosmodrome, Rusty going to look the best out of any player in this game. Looking at that map there, we can also see a bunch of teams here rotating in on that southwestern side. Bigfoot, we got about 4 or 5 different teams making it in and for a position in the outskirts of this play area on the west side of the map. B2B could be surrounded here as well. If they aren't careful, we do see a couple of teams here heading in as we take a look onto Extreme. They're closing further into B2B on this chase. Get one knock up here, down onto Quiet Storm Tempest, losing one member and down to one only remaining for the side of Quiet Storm, as they also try to rotate in, but to the unfortunate hands of the side of Extreme there on that 2-2 split. Also now comes another squad here though in his mad first game, and now Extreme on the back foot.
There's the kills getting taken down as well. Really powerful stuff from WantMe here. Maybe putting everyone so far back that they might even be able to get the rev in, or the squad wipe, then the rev. Paphos is bleeding out slowly, but WantMe is coming round for the flank on 30 for kills. Going to spray down the rest of the team. Now there's only Supreme left to get for WantMe. Can WantMe finish it off? It does look like Pyjama's getting that rev in for Paphos now, so this is amazing stuff from WantMe. And notice how WantMe stopped shooting. They could have kept spraying, but instead of shooting, they made the big rotation round to a different angle and then launched the attack for the second time. And that's what you want to be doing, because people know where your shots are coming from. They're going to be heading behind that cover. And you just mix it up and move around them, then you're going to get a different angle on that cover that they're taking. And there we see it again. Continuous rotation, running around this team in a circle. And there we go. Perfect squad wipe by WantMe.
That is just exactly just the play and a type of play that you want to make in PUBG, where you need to go up against that 1 versus 4 scenario when you've got the rest of your squad locking them down in one position, rotating around on that flank. And if you want to see how a flank is done, you just watch that on the replay. WantMe, excellent stuff in this first matchup. Down to 9, doesn't look like 9 teams here remaining.
And this zone's kind of been making very similar shifts just around Zabavar, Cosmodrome, consistently closing in on the same spot. Would be good to see a hard shift right about now. It's been quite patient shifts so far. Teams haven't really been challenged with their rotations just yet, aside from the fact there's some congestion in a couple places. I'm going to keep this map open a second and see if we can catch it. Welcome everyone to the stream, by the way. I understand there was problems with the link, but we do have a bunch of people tuned in now. Welcome Tier, Floor Gaming, Blurry, Tango, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 guests we've got. If you're a guest, sign up to Trovo, click follow. No hard shift. No hard shift at all. It does just keep shifting around the same spot again and again. The tamest Vikendi shifts I think I've seen, but it was a hard zone to start with, so kind of fair play.
We always want a bit more of an aggressive zone in my perspective there for Vikendi. I just quite like the savage zones on this Winter Realm on this map, but we do see the side of CCCP backing off there a little bit as Extreme do force them down. Snoopy not quite able to find the kills that they want. WantMe going very down very low here. forcing that first aid kit now to heal back up, and the painkillers there just for that extra healing, as they likely imagine and predict this fight to come out here.
Want me taking some spray there? Little deeks of that right now. Welcome Seki. Oh, welcome Monkey too.
Thinking they may choose just to retreat here, as we can see them in the cars rotating back behind that building, out of vision side of CCCP. But that yellow car might just be spotted with the bright neon style color there on that taxi.
And of course, they really don't want to be getting taken out right now. Now they're so far ahead in kills, there's no point going out in 11th place when you can literally triple that by pushing up to top 2. So, going to be worth them hanging on second and just making this calm retreat and rotation. And look at this nice route they've taken to a completely new spot on the edge of zone.
You do have to be careful here. Papo's going a little bit too close for my liking as they move in. We do eliminate another member though. Extreme one me finding now their 14th kill for the game. Papos was just trying to circle around and ensure that kill. B2B losing one. Astro on the front line though versus the side of RNG.
Oh, and who's shooting? Yeah, that is EXit. They came up on that nice new angle there. Beautiful stuff.
Now RNG pincered between Astro for the side of B2B and Extreme there on that high ground. Really looking quite dire, and that rooftop is where they're going to have to shoot from. But actually deciding to retreat down there. Elite does manage to help, with the help of their team, finish off the side of B2B there.
Yeah, that was kind of a little bit of accidental teaming from Extreme and RNG there. Of course, not on purpose, but just absolutely wiping out B2B, pincered by 2 different angles. An Extreme, after they take that edge position on the zone, it's looking like the zone does shift finally away from Zabavar and Cosmo, and it's going to be still with some water in. Maybe about 30% there, but Curd 12, already looking comfortable inside zone. VSN down in the south, still with the solo Swag Vodka hot on their tail. Swag Vodka's been within about 50 meters of VSN for about 15 minutes now, without any drama between the two of them. As Extreme start making that rotation north, I think they're trying to get away from RNG here. As they did steal a couple kills from RNG, and RNG might be wanting to get a little bit of revenge for that. Look at them as they rotate and overtake.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be a race for his bridge here, because the bridge, the main way to get into this zone from the western side. So they take control of that bridge and they're just going to camp down the side of RNG, or ensure at least, at the very least, they're not going to be able to cross over on this bridge immediately or as quick as they'd like. RNG going to cross down underneath, using the rocks there to maneuver their way down on the low ground, closer now towards the side of AOK for the side of Extreme.
VSN here managed to take a couple hits off someone. See here what they're doing. They're going to rotate around again, I think, avoiding this spot. It was CCCP, I think, sending some shots down, but does look like, yeah, VSN now making that rotation and maybe going to get very close to Extreme. They've come to the bridge too.
Vision here moving in for the positioning under this bridge. Going to be contested, this bridge, very highly, as we expect these teams to be rotating in. All these teams are going to be wanting kills to bolster them up now. They've managed to find their way inside of the top 10. Now they just want these extra kills. But the side of AOK Esports with an excellent positioning here on this compound. They've forced the side of Extreme on a hard rotation round down to actually the side of RNG, closer around along that road there. Now coming in from behind her as well, CCCP, and AOK may find himself in a little bit of a pinch here between also the side of Vision.
Yeah, CCCP gonna just pop. Where's this zone gonna go? It does pop very far north, so Extreme already gatekeeping that zone. RNG on the edge too, and it's about 50% water now, so we started off 40 and it kind of just fluctuated up and down, and it's back to about 50. Crazy stuff here, typical Vikendi, and it's going to make this a little bit tricky to get pushed in upon. You see all these teams making their moves north now. CCCP heading ahead in those vehicles. Curd 12 also making that push north. Killing rotating around the coast, but it looks like Pajama's going to be watching all angles on the edge.
5 different teams here rotating around the edge of the water here, and we see the kills start to come out.
Yeah, Kurd 12 didn't have a very good push across that road. One getting knocked and one getting firsted too. So Russi and Safe need to catch up if they want to save Baba. It's okay, Baba. You're going to be okay, Baba. Funny little name there. I think that's actually a male name in Kurdish, but...
Here comes Vision though
Oh,
from
here
the
we go.
right
Kill him,
down
go and kill
here.
him.
Keep
No.
an eye on Kill him here, but Kill him going very low. Made us fall down. Not able to find that. A little bit too aggressive there, unfortunately. Not with the rest of their team slightly behind. And Kill him gonna lose their life. Now comes a second down to Vision, but not before Vision knocked down himself 1 for 1. But the side of Vision are also down one member. Being revived right now, so will Vision be looking to revive their own teammate knocked up, but from behind as well. The side of Power Style being fairly quiet all game, but could have the opportunity here to move in.
Grenade into the smoke, didn't do anything. Very good distraction smoke there. I think that was the intent. And now Willow managed to rev up Tilted, and the VSN back to 3 players. I hear a lot of shots in my left ear right now. It's going to be pretty tricky to keep up with everything. It does look like RNG have pushed in on a CCCP compound or vice versa, but CCP have came out on top of that as RNG go down.
Yeah, we see also Snoopy there for the side of CCCP, also keeping an eye on Vision, making sure they gatekeep on against this fight from the Extreme. Vision really struggling right now. We also seen the back foot, the side of a Quiet Storm there, just being a little bit sneaky around the back foot, making sure they keep an eye on this. CCCP with that 3-1 split as well. Extreme, they're gonna have to fight also the side of CCCP here, moving likely, and we do see down on the edge of that beach, Power Style have began to make that positioning on that one building of a compound there on the edge. That little beach hut there. Side of Vision really in a predicament.
Not sure who threw those smokes around the corner, but they're going to be actually useful for Vision if it was Extreme. Wonmi has gone down. Scopes does get taken down by PS on the distance there. And now Willow and Tilted making a push in with a vehicle. Not a bad idea to get out of this. Get down, get down, get down, Willow, get down, Willow. Oh, you're still up.
Oh, just a bit too aggressive there. They should have just stayed down behind that rock. They thought they could try make that rotation round for the revive. They should have stayed down. They could have maybe survived a little bit longer. Unlikely, though, with the side of Power Styles down on that beach as well. CCCP going to make that push further forward. We see the smokes now coming out for the blocking of the Vision against side of Power Style. Extreme also down as well. That zone really hampering both Vision and Extreme earlier on a few minutes ago in this game. CCCP now versus the side of Power Style. The flashy double kill team for this 2-digit of kills here for this team, shall I say, for size of CCCP. The grenade going down onto Navani. Actually not going to be a Molotov there. I thought that was a grenade, and Navani might have been blown up if it was, so either way, we'll be lit up with a couple of bullets here. And CCCP going to throw a grenade himself, though, down into the beach. Find one knock up here, and Naverni, they do have one member to revive here. Hawkeye still alive there. They're trying to find a couple shots. Try first down. They find that second kill. Now just one more likely to go. But Naverni takes massive damage. And now they're very low here.
There we have it. Does look like CCCP finished it off there. Yeah, so first place there with 13 kills for CCCP. PS in second there with 5. VSN making it to third place with 4 kills after spending most of the match trying to farm on a choke point with not anyone really coming by. They managed to push up to third place with a good amount of kills, so respect to that. Kill him, unfortunately, running around the corner, completely getting surprised by Extreme, who did come out in 4th place there with a whopping 18 kills. UST in 5th there with 8, RNG in 6th with 1, and Sons of Odin in 7th with 0.
Yeah, they've interesting first game. The zone pretty brutal as expected in Vikendi. That kind of chance that is going to be a really nasty zone, but despite the positioning there, in good positioning, I thought, from the side of it was Power Style in that final zone, rotating around to the beach. It never became a problem for these teams to reach the beach because the zone never shifted. I think Power Style could have played that a little bit more patient, smoked up if they had it, or taken charge of that one hut down on the side of the beach, forced that zone to also do work against the side of CCCP. It would have been a very aggressive zone moving in, and from their playstyle, maybe could have found that chicken dinner.
Why aren't you in the car, buddy?
I'm not in the car today. I'm in a building. I'm sneaky. I'm in somewhere else.
And I need to get myself a new background then.
You do need to get yourself a new background. You need to get a brick wall behind you. That's what we need. It's the brick walls,
Yeah,
a
wait,
new
let me just type in
meta.
hipster apart. Urbana downtown hipster apartment.
There we go.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Yeah, we got.
You better start sharing your own
got
screen
one, buddy.
here.
I'm actually not in the car right now. I'm in a Wrangle. I'm at mansion.
You're in mansion. Well, I don't. My apartment, my hipster apartment, if you would like to call it that, isn't quite as fancy as your mansion. So
I wasn't. No, sorry, mate. I wasn't. I wasn't calling your apartment a hipster apartment. It wasn't so much that you've got a hipster apartment. It was that hipster apartments have brick walls.
That's true. Do you know what? I would actually. It would be quite nice actually if I ended up getting my own apartment to have quite a brick wall background, like, and I can start hanging it up with like beautiful stuff like this in the background as well. I can start having like a collection of like stuff in the back here.
I might actually have an apartment soon. Finally.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah, I'm trying to get social housing. So just here in my apartment right now, you can see my brick wall. Go now. We're matching again. Cool.
Brilliant.
What's going on here? Oh, I got 200 frags. Great.
Spark the Flame Part 3. Oh, there you go.
Not another season of hackers, is it? I got, I was actually looking forward to season 14. Maybe there'd be a few less hackers, but I got reports from someone in my clan. It was 5 games in a row. They were in
5 games?
5 games in a row. I'm not logging back on into anything but...
You've got to make sure I get that chicken dinner though sometime. We couldn't quite do it last night.
Yeah, let's do it tonight. Willow, if you're watching, still there, Willow will be down for that. I'll message him. Logged in, but he out. But yeah, we can definitely try that. Trying to get Highland Wolf to victory. We had a bit of a failure the other day.
It's difficult, trust me.
I can actually show you what happened here. Wait, there's career results. 1 game I've ever played on the emulator account.
There we go. It wasn't a great game for you. I
did terrible. Look at this, Bigfoot. 293. That was so bad, man.
I've got 0 damage. Oh no, I've got 18 damage yet. That must have been right at the end.
Yeah, when that's the whole damage it was when you got pulled up on by the squad. I think you got like 1 bullet into someone.
1 bullet.
Excellent caster, but the gameplay leaves something to be desired.
Exactly that. I think I need some extremely good players to be able to carry me.
You can see it. So we were with actually Future Nature Sneaky Product, who, as you can see, got 13 kills in an emulator lobby with 1800 damage. But
it really was just Sneaky Product, like 1v4 the entire game. The entire game. I mean, you did work. You had the strategies down, but it's not able to quite pull it off, unfortunately. I mean, the game pretty harsh here, survival novice.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We got top 10 though. We got 4th place, so we're getting close.
I honestly think that was the most I've been knocked in a match ever. By the way, I don't think I've ever been knocked 6 times. That was ridiculous.
You just sort of like walked out the building and got like lit up as soon as you.
I don't know. I think I seriously underestimated emulator players basically, and I think there was 1 hacker that knocked me, but then a Sneaky Product got them.
That's when you know they're really good, when they can take out a hacker.
Sneaky's amazing. If you don't know anything about Future Nature, go check them out. They're on the up. Sure.
That is very true. That is very true indeed.
Don't know if they've got much YouTube compilations out or anything, but if you see them in a scrim we're casting, we'll keep an eye on them. And yeah, so just gonna drop into the MSL lobby here and see if there is some info. 3 matches, 10-minute intermission. So yeah, we'll be coming back soon. Kendi and Sandhawk random. EPP squads only, so the room codes might be coming out now. No flares, no all chat. Starts at 5 minutes past 8. That was the first one. Yeah, that was the first one. So here we have it coming. That was the first one, yeah. I think Widow might invite us. The room gets set up. There's now staff for VSN himself as well. Not for VSN, sorry, staff for MSL. That is running VSN, the clan.
Yeah, I knew they were looking for people from EU, NA, or I think it was the Asia region as well. They were looking for staff. So if you are interested in doing some scrim work and becoming a part of a team, MSL are looking for people.
Widow's just saying no one came to pod with them. I think someone might have dropped across the river from you, but yeah, they flew them off their game. They normally get a team wipe and go from there.
That's pretty risky stuff, though, to like always want to get a team wipe in the very first couple minutes of the game. I mean, that can backfire so bad for any team that gets taken out.
Yeah, it really can, but some teams need the momentum, and you don't want to be in that last zone with no kills. You're going to be nervous. You haven't shot for 20 minutes. Honestly, you really don't. I fully agree with the momentum tactic now after seeing the difference in teams that come into last zone with kills and teams that don't. And I don't even think it's necessarily that the team with the higher kills are better. I just think they're just warmed up and they've been shooting for 20 minutes, whereas the other team hasn't. I think that means a great deal.
The aim, the trigger finger has had time to warm itself up and become spicy hot with the Uzi or whatever else they may be choosing. I mean, the AWM, we've not seen notably very much action for that gun left, the AWM from the airdrops, and surprisingly enough, because the AWM is, in my eyes, one of the best weapons in the game.
Oh, definitely. It's one shot for most things, man. It's just amazing if you can hit that head. Really impressive gun. Worth checking out as many airdrops as possible to try and find it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it comes with 20 different bullets, so that's potentially up to 20 different kills. Obviously, people do wear helmets and you may miss shots, but still that chance to get all those kills on board. And I mean, we've seen teams get 20 plus kills beforehand. We saw a team in a scrim the other day as well get 20 plus kills.
Yeah, it's 20 in the box and 5 in the clip already. It comes with 5 in the clip, and you can extend that to 7. But yeah, you start with 25 bullets, and I have actually had 63, I think, as my record for AWM bullets in my bag. 63 bullets, because we just kept on killing everyone else that had it.
63 in an AWM is something to really be scared of, because when you start getting so many bullets that you can just fire away with the AWM and you don't have to be concerned about every time you take a shot with that gun, it just becomes so much more scarier for the teams trying to press onto you, especially in the likes of those final zones. If this team of Power Style had an AWM down in that final zone, they could have really just forced that zone to make CCCP take that rotation past the trees, past the rock, and then one shot them from there.
Popping in these rooms right now, so that's both accounts in. Start time is 8:50, so that's actually in 6 minutes there. So it's time to run through that's time to run through these replays.
Oh, let's go. Some spicy replays from the first game, or should I say cold replays on the candy. Let's get them going. Oh yeah, here's the first one. B2B versus side of HSK. HSK are a bit unfortunate there that they can't prove true as in the first game. Why they deserve to be here. Unfortunately, going down, the first team to fall down. They did do a little bit of work there, but not able to find that 1 versus 3. They take down one, take another member low blurry, but the 1 versus 3 always going to be a difficult feat to pull off there, Marcia.
I'm pretty sure. I think there might have been 2. Yeah, there was 2 of them. One was behind out of anger and went down too. So they actually the odds weren't that far against them. They just didn't quite pull it off.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate there. We see on this second replay in the Cosmodrome the side of Quiet Storm Esports versus AOK. Not all rusty just yet, though, unfortunately. But Lone God there with the first fall down, and they're already down to 3 minutes. But the immediate turnaround there, even though they do lose them another play in return, it was so important that they got that knock up because it allowed now Aura to move in. Here we go, 2 versus 1, and this is where the spray misses. They just completely, unfortunately, missed that spray to first down that kill. If they had just stood still, they still would have got that kill, and it would have gone down anyways at the end of that. Their health was just far too low, so a bit unfortunate that they don't get that kill straight away. Obviously, we do know Rusty does finish off the side of AOK, but had they not finished off AOK, it would have been a very easy kill point lost in that first game.
Yeah, so big backwards and forwards here. It was a really beautiful finish, though. Rusty with the no-helmet push and the drop shot, I think, from... it was the other guy didn't actually work. It backfired. Rusty ducked and just got a last shot into the foot there that finished it off.
Yeah, there we go, and that's all you need. You just need to take that health bar down, and we see just how important that health bar is. Rusty was so low there. Here we go, back to Rusty. Is this perhaps it is that first kill and the second kill going straight down? We see the prone there from Rusty. That second kill. Unfortunately, we do miss that third one there.
Oh, was that a clip?
Yeah, what's a clip there?
Oh, yeah, Rusty, the 1v3 is here now, yeah. Go.
Yeah, 1 kill. There we go. There's to 2.
With this amount of health to finish this off as well, it's not common that you can get the last kill with this health versus a full health bar, but oh my days, Gabba actually just potatoed there, I gotta say it.
Definitely agree there. I mean, the spray, like, they've managed to get a spray to begin with and then completely missed the best of their shots, and that just cost them. And here's the excellent rotation for One Me. Just watch this replay back. The first knock-up down. Here comes another squad, and the side Extreme looking like they could be in trouble here. One Me so far away, but One Me knows immediately to take that rotation, always looking for an opportunity in this game and trying to find through the smoke. They can't quite find one. They suss out that there's no one inside of that smoke after spraying through it, and now they rotate for another opportunity behind this rock on the edge, behind the smoke. These teams, if they know they must be behind, not in the smoke, gets one through the smoke there as it dissipates. In the second, trying to revive, completely caught out of awares. Want Me takes those 3 kills.
Yeah, just circling around that team and just not relenting with the pressure. Easy wipes for Extreme there. Look at them on 13 kills with 11 teams left. They've taken out most of the... started about 65, so that's 32 we've lost. But they've actually, out of all the people dead so far, 3M Extreme have taken out a third, more than a third, of the kills that have happened so far.
Yeah, definitely have to agree with you here. There's excellent work from the side of Extreme, and once again, Extreme putting in the pain against the side of RNG there. They take 1 knock-up down almost there, but B2B... yeah, we do lose 1 on RNG there, I do believe. B2B going to be also cleaned up by the side of RNG and Extreme.
Willow's record for AWM bullets is 84. Well, that beats my 63, mate. That's
well,
that's all
there
4
you
drops.
go.
That's 4 drops worth. That is well done.
Amazing amount of bullets, a scary amount of bullets, and here's where the zone comes in at the end of this game. Vision Extreme, they played such a phenomenal game. They got, I think, a bit too aggressive going for the side of Vision. with the zone closing in, the blue zone closing in, they didn't appreciate that the rest of these squads looking for a space alongside the beach, exactly where Extreme were also going to be passing by Extreme. Extreme didn't have that rock cover to hide behind as well.
Willow's death absolutely cracks me up here. Sorry, buddy. This is
Yeah, I mean,
funny.
this was a completely overextension. They should have stayed behind that rock, run straight round back into the side of CCCP when they knew that's where the shots were coming from.
So I know it's really hard in the moment and in the thick of things, but if you can park that car against the rock making a triangle, then you've actually only got really one angle of attack and defense that you've got to cover. Parking it parallel kind of work, but then you've got two angles. You've got the front and the back. But if you park it in a triangle formation against a rock, you can just get inside that triangle and just watch out that one little bit. Yeah. Go around to the start again, just while we wait for the game. Couple fails on the jump shots there. Just trying to
from both
work
sides.
out the moment when their teammate goes down. Nitty does get shot there, and Nitty is taken down yet. We can't see it happen, but it does happen.
Yeah, we do lose two. It could have been so close for the side of HSK, but a health bar just not quite enough to take down the three members there. And as we say, HSK gonna need to prove to us in this second game on the Sunhawk. I do believe it will be to show us why they deserve this spot inside of these scrims, because this first game a little bit disappointing, going down with a bit of overaggression in first or in last place, first team to fall down here.
So it was Koa. You see this one on the back here, Koa 77. They poked around and they got the other HSK member. It does sound like we're loading in right now, so give me 1 second and we will jump into the lobby.
Yeah, here we are. On to the lobby.
Into a wrangle for the second match, which means it's going to be Sandhawk slash Vikendi. Oh, we've had Vikendi, so it'll be Miramar last. Yeah, it should be, because in the info it says Sandhawk slash Vikendi random, so yeah.
Ah, right, okay. That will make sense.
Should be a wrangle then Miramar, but I think last week it was Sandhawk and Vikendi and a wrangle, so I'm not sure what the
Yeah, I do believe it being there. That's why, yeah, I'm a bit confused there. I do believe it was both Sandhawk and Vikendi. We thought we were going backwards. It might be another scrim. We do so many scrims. The order of the maps sometimes get a bit confused with each scrim having its own way.
You've been there?
Pardon? Oh, no, I've not been there. Yeah, the secret islands on a wrangle.
Not really worth it, but could be fun. A couple of level 3 things there, sometimes a flare gun. It's kind of like, it can be worth it if there's like, if the zone lets you.
You see the teams flying through a very central plane path, flying straight through the center of this map. Yes, and I probably are going to see a team there as well as the edge of that eastern coast there. Also down in towards Farm, Milter, and the likes of even maybe teams rotating down on that western bridge down to South Norfolk. All depends where this zone also ends up going as well.
Scobes and Willow heading to my favourite drop spot in Milter. Sorry, not in Milter, in Erangel itself, but it is in Milter. It's the warehouse there next to Milter Power. Love that one. That and military base, two favourite drop spots, and an awful lot of action around this eastern bridge here, especially considering most teams have been dropping kind of solo. So this is actually quite a Chinese style drop here. You see all these different solo players going, but they're going to be going for the 1v4, sorry, the 1v1s as they rotate. AOK Alpha do have a 2-2 split, so they might have a bit of an advantage in that. And yeah, the Chinese style is pretty much solidly solo drop-in. It's really interesting to see, especially in FPP. It's just you get all these amazing 1v1s to start with, and it's almost like they do it as like a warrior honor sort of thing. Not trying to stereotype about Chinese martial arts, but it's like the honor of fighting 1v1 at the start of the game.
Yourself,
yeah, it's
to
beautiful.
prove your way into the game.
Beautiful
I
to
like
watch.
that style. I wish we should watch or you should link me some things to watch here for the Chinese style of playing down in the Asian scrims.
And it does get interesting when PUBG gets to the World Cup, and it's all the teams around the
Oh
world,
yeah.
and it's actually like it's style versus style, which can get really interesting.
It's about a mix in the group stage, right? Or of worlds, or the first stage at least of their worlds. So these teams all trying to figure each region's different style, and then when you get to the knockout stages of the World League, you then start to see the counter plays against certain region styles, and from there in the World Leagues, we see teams adapt, and then year after a new style of play based on adaptations against the other region styles of play in the future leagues. This 2 versus 2 matchup on Extreme versus Quiet Storm Tempest. Quiet Storm didn't have too great a game there. Did get knocked out by Extreme in the first game.
Oof, we just come into Chris and see a gas can explode there, but no one actually got too damaged. Does look like, yeah, it's going to be Extreme pushing up. This is going to be a hard one to deal with. Both of Extreme 2v1.
Chris so low. Can they find the first and second kill? They're trying to spray down. The next gun comes out. But so low has to reload right now and has to heal up as well.
There's a medkit. Chris has just had time to do the medkit a second ago, but it's too late now, and they will go down. Extreme off to a flying start again, and look at that. It wasn't that long ago that they were all split up in 1-1-1. Now they're in 2-2, making that pressure onto QST. And you can see over on this compound there is a 2v2, but I don't think either of them are going to push over this open ground that separates them right now. No one's really going to be capable to go down to Sosnovka, but AOK Alpha could actually pin the bridge out against Kurd 12. But the zone has popped mostly north right now. HSK heading towards Rozhok Hill. Actually, have they got enough loot to be on Rozhok Hill right now? What are they do? How do you get that much loot that fast? How do you do that?
They are a little bit pinned right now by the red zone on the top of that hill. They may have rotated up to the hill.
Yeah, no, sure, they've probably looted Rozhok or school, but it's just so quick to be camping and overwatching. Really impressive technique there that they've just grabbed that loot and headed for Rozzy Hill. And, it wasn't actually in Rozhok. I thought maybe these doors would be open, it would be there, but it's probably school even.
They must have just, rotated the school very quickly and rotated up immediately up to the top of that hill to gatekeep the side of Swag Gang. Swag, a team that we've not seen too much from the first game there. That red zone piling down onto these players.
Yeah, they could all just hide under these various parts of this sniper tower, just like here. But they are going to be all right for now. No one's going to get hurt. I wonder how many people you could fit in the top of the sniper tower. Do you reckon you could get a whole squad in here? Probably could,
actually. Could.
Yeah, they should have all hidden from the red zone in there. That would have been
until one grenade comes in, and then it's all gone wrong. But I mean, we saw the other week, last week, we saw an entire team in one very small little outhouse there, and still managed to wipe out the other squad. So it's all about who has grenades, who has the forward thinking and the fast thinking when it comes down to these really quick team fights. Often players can be able to play on a longer, extended team fight, more about patience and rotations and making sure you're trying to poke each other down with the guns there that you've got in hand. But sometimes the team fights can be over in the space of 3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. And things can go so quickly in PUBG. What was it we counted down? I said we're going to start the timer now and we're going to lose half the lobby.
Hainan Hill.
A minute later, in a minute, we lost 15. And then as I was saying 15, it went even. No, I think I started saying 13. And by the time I'd finished my sentence, it was up to 16 players in like a minute.
Yeah, I mean, crazy. Just on Sandhawk, if you end up getting a zone, it just eats about 8 different squads through Hainan that are forced to cross through that river and then up kill into the squads on the top of that hill as well. It's just a complete bloodbath of teams trying to rotate away. And that zone was pretty mean as well. But here we actually see HSK getting a number of knocks down onto the side of Swag Gang. And perhaps they've heard me here, Bigfoot, is they seem to be doing some excellent rotation with the loot in the early game stages. They do take down the side of Swag Gang, now bolstering himself up to 4 kills. Talked about teams at the end of that first game needing those kills there just for a bit of momentum. Perhaps HSK, one of these squads that require a team there to fight early on, take that aggression, warm himself up. Maybe just didn't work out in that first game, but now that we've seen them take a squad in this second game with the positioning there from the top and a good rotation from the side of Nox there as well, sorry, should I say. We do understand that HSK have a grip on this second game, and they're looking to try get more kills, I imagine, as they rotate closer into this zone.
Willow's just sent me a YouTube clip. Maybe he's hinting at something.
The nades flying high here as we rotating. So like power play versus the side of Quiet Storm on the edge. Power play really surrounding the side of Quiet Storm's Lone God there. Lone God's trying to find the 2 different angles that power play are rotating into. Into one knock, can they find a second? They don't find a third, unfortunately. Lone God almost with a godly style plays there against power play, but they power down Lone God and take them into the third game. Power play going to be up 1 kill now, but they do have 1 member still alive. Aura here. The smoke there to protect them. Can they find these kills? They're jumping around. They cannot find it. The zone eating them up as well and doing the work for the side of power play. And they will take now their second kill in the game. These teams fairly split right now. That zone does look like a northwestern zone, Bigfoot. So the teams on this eastern side of Thirsty for Kills, also B2B and Power Play, as well as also Vision, all going to need to rotate in. Vision do not want to be caught once again on the edge of his zone as it moves in. They won't want to be making that same mistake as they did in the first game. Side of Dark here, keeping an eye on his vehicle as it presses in. Very aggressive from the enemy squad here. Dark just desperate to get back inside there. Is now we're struggling. Here come the support and the cavalry from the side of CCCP. Almost lose Dark though, and that could have been a real advantage.
CCCP have pulled up into this compound as VSN maneuver around, and it looks like VSN might even be trying to surround this compound out to cover different angles. Guami Bear and Floor a little bit far away to get involved in this. Hawkeye actually might be watching the flank, but yeah. Hawkeye's at the flank, but not watching the flank right now. Actually watching forward, so could be surprised in a second or two. We do have Britain. Is that a retreat or a flank? Britain's gone so far away.
Perhaps just trying to find an angle around so far away, as I agree there. They're not going to be able to make a shot unless it's some insane work from Britain there. An unknown player, so could actually find themselves now caught out by Vision there as Vision rotate down on the east. If they do decide to move a little bit closer forward. But that 3-1 split, very interesting. I thought that Britain would have flanked a little bit closer to Hawkeye, or at least with an angle beside them to the west of them on the top of that hill as well. CCCP have now regrouped though, and I don't think anything will come from this these squads together just now.
Can't find Extreme, so I've obviously missed their squad wipe in the kill feed and in the camera. So I'm
Extreme down. Oh no, they might also be down. Unfortunately, yeah. Extreme already out in the second game. Gonna be a bit unfortunate for them.
Vital for the other teams to get the right points for this final scoreboard, though. There's the highest kill counters of the last game, almost up to 20 there, get taken out very early on.
Yeah, now it's going to be really devastating for him. They're now going to need to pull out an amazing third game onto Miramar and another kind of 20 kill style game to bolster himself back up with this disappointing second game in Erangel, costing himself a potential spot at the top of that leaderboard.
Really liking VSN's movement right now. They've got a nice little coverage of the angles on the edge of this zone. Killing might want to be on that top. They are going up to that top floor. It's funny, sometimes I say these things, it's just just as they're doing it. These players are obviously no fool. Really, I'm not either. Looking at this motorbike pushing in from Shakes. All alone, Shakes. How are you going to deal with this? Running straight past Willow.
So aggressive. I think they've seen him and are trying to just escape through. Unfortunately, get knocked down. Shakes does manage to find a knock-up, though.
That was a potato and a half. They wouldn't even know you were there. Big shout out to Shakes, though. Any turn and switch, any switch like that is beautiful to see. But obviously, Shakes saying, "Oh, Shakes get a medkit in. Wow. Okay, let's see this."
Shakes has the potential here to take on the side of Vision. The grenade going down. Can he find a second? A massive jump shot from Vision takes down Shakes. Shakes gonna fall down and down to two players inside of Power Play. That was the biggest jump shot I've seen. But now the side of Power Play want to try return this and for revenge, almost taking down another member from the side of Vision. A second rotation in. A grenade almost taking down one of the Power Play members here. Also, keep in mind the side of Thirsty for Kills behind them as well. This hill becoming a very surrounded, very popular with 3 different teams on it now.
Yeah, someone from VSN is going to have to jump in a buggy and get Killen back up. They're going to have to rely on Thirsty for Kills, distracting DMAT Chat. As DMAT Chat actually looks like they're making a rotation and retreat right now. Willow heading down to kill him. Wow. Scobes going to keep Thirsty for Kills back at all? What about Tilt? Scobes, mate. Look. Scobes. Dude. Dude.
Yeah, it should be really making that revive there, especially with the potential for Thirsty for Kills just rushing in, just like we saw Power Play do.
That was funny. It's like, what are you shooting at? They're miles away. Get your buddy up.
They're so low here, and this is the potential now for Thirsty for Kills. They could just run in here as we actually see one of them do so. Clurum there, going to be moving in. Genty as well on the flank side. Kelly and Supreme on the back. Now just 4 versus 2 matchup. They do find one knock-up. Both Scopes going barely low. Kelly now next up. And can they find a knock-up? Yes, they do manage to do so. Down to Scopes so low, though. The medkit going to be forced in. They can try first these kills, 2 kills out. But I would say the revive going to be the play that you want to make.
They've really pulled this back. What a tricky situation to survive in as well. Such a nightmare. That first knock on Killen really upset the whole thing there. Really changed the dynamic of how this played out. But now the nades are coming into the smoke there. Could be some really good damage. Yeah, Jenny goes straight back down. Supreme might run into that other nade. Oh, almost. Supreme nearly runs into it. But yeah, the whole of Thirsty for Kills are down again, except for this last member standing.
For kills, not going to be so thirsty now. Thirsty just to survive here against the side of Vision here, and we do see Supreme go down, and that will be the side of Thirsty for Kills, wiped out in 14th position. Really bad, unfortunately, for them. With only about these 16 teams in the lobby, 14th position may seem a little bit better in other scrims, but for the MSL, it's right at the bottom of the leaderboards.
But yeah, really nice for them to get up to 5 team kills. They're going to be coming in from the edge. Hopefully they've got a nice refresh of loot because they used quite a bit of ammo and grenades in that situation, so they can loot up this team and refresh their backpacks. But let's jump down to the other VSN team now, as V-Man's already been knocked. Looks like CCCP, if I'm not correct, mistaken, yeah. Just from the colour. And yeah, Kwame Bear goes down, and there we are, they're wiped.
Well, that was fast, as we see him completely taken out of the ball by CCCP there, falling down in 12th position. We also saw another team fall down. I'm not sure which team that was, falling down as well. Down to 11 teams, however, almost at our final 10 teams for this second game already. That zone closing in around Georgia Pole along the side of the ridges of these mountains here, the roads closing in around the center of that zone. In the height advantage in this final zone is going to be something these teams are going to be wanting to take advantage of. B2B, I think, should be rotating behind them to get on top of that rock and secure himself the highest point of this zone.
Always interesting when I jump in on a team to see the fight, and before the graphics have even loaded in properly, they're wiped. It's like, how fast can you wipe them? Can you do it before the graphics load in or not? And in CCCP's case, they could.
They take the challenge.
Jumping over to that area of the map, and they're just deleting the other VSN team off the map. And it does look like there is a reason this is the main VSN team right now. The other team having a little bit of trouble making it into the top 10 or getting a nice kill count. But baptism by fire is the best way to get better at anything.
Well, I'm not sure they're going to want to move into too many squads firing down upon them. But we do see the rotation on our western side. We're the side of will be AOK Alpha moving closer in. But RNG going to potentially put a stop to that, as we see one of them trying to find that first. And they will find that second, that one kill, sorry, should I say. Elite going to be able to secure one down onto the side of AOK Alpha. Elite, one of these players who has done so much work so far in between this first game and now moving into the second. I think Elite's going to be one of these players to watch for the rest of this game and also in Miramar for the final one.
Which player are you talking about? Because they're all called Elite. Or RNG something. RNG
Nick. Trig.
Trig,
it will be Trig.
It's a weird name format, isn't it? It got me the first time.
It really is. It really is.
Exactly the same way I was fooled. But, yeah, I was like, what? Oh, they're all called Elite. Okay. Nick, Trig, and Runa. Very short names in the middle of a swamp of tags, but it does look like Kurd 12 are pulled up. This could be interesting. They've actually pulled up in between two players that are already surrounded.
Could be risky here. Putting himself in the middle, the meat to this RNG sandwich. Kurd 12.
Kovan coming in as well. So now it's really big split along this street.
Here comes the sauce to the sandwich here of Kurd moving in.
Looks like Runa's making a move. Where's Runa going? Runa's just going his own.
They don't want any of this sandwich. They're out.
Maybe just quite a long rotation to catch up with the rest. It does look like quite a smart rotation. Oh no, it's going to keep going. I don't know. Sometimes don't know what these players are doing.
All that knockout from Trig there once again. Trig, this player. But keep an eye out also on the side of Sons of Odin underneath this rock. If the side of RNG do take a little bit too far a step out, the side of Sons of Odin could take a kill or two on the board and allow the Kurd trio here way back into this game.
Sons of Odin came across the river on a boat here. I'm not sure exactly where they came from, but they've crashed it into the shore and they're making their way into zone. But they do, how many meters they got to go? Moonin's got 350 550? Yeah, 550 meters to go, I think. Meanwhile, some squads already getting pretty comfortable inside the zone. CCCP are heading for an airdrop. Playzone does actually take down K12 Rossi wherever they were. And a very strong weapon in the drop for Snoopy right now is going to be the Groza.
And keep an eye on this map. If you open this map up right now, Bigfoot, you'll see actually what's happened. It's the side of hard skill killers. They're taking that high ground advantage. I was saying B2B should have taken beforehand, and they're going to be the ones with all the power in this final couple of zones.
Look at this spot that they've claimed for themselves, and it does look pretty good, but some of the teams rotating in are actually avoiding it right now. We can see AOK on Alpha, I think. Pushing in with a slightly different angle, but not even quite making it to zone. Another 132 meters to go. Maybe they've stopped off here to scout before the blue zone starts pushing in hard. Sometimes you don't need to crash straight in. You can just stop off and have a little look around. Right now, you can see the other AOK team. I forget which one's Alpha. I'm sorry. I'll check in a second.
AOK Alpha is number 8, so we've got
Yeah,
AOK Esports.
Esports
We're
7,
looking at right
right?
now.
Yeah, it looks like Willow from BSN might be pushing up towards PS Carrier and QST, possibly. I can hear plenty of shots going off. Where is that happening? It normally shows on the map, but it's not right now, so a bit of a bug. Carrier doing the survival snake. Trying to stay alive till the end of the game. Solo, but BSN gonna have to make a rotation alongside QST a little bit. A little look at the map right now. Zone completely empty, so probably in this completely clear zone, unless you've got 4 vehicles, it's worth edging. But if you did have 4 vehicles, it would be completely worth heading to the middle and setting up your own cover point.
Set up a square almost of vehicles, or at least 2 sides of a square that's just for cover. We do see one of these AOK Alpha falling down as well. Some's voting completely white down by the side of K12 Carrots, but also them falling himself down to what I decide of HSK, I do believe.
It's all been Playzone, mate. They've all been knocked out by Playzone on the edge there. Same with
On the edge.
RNG. RNG going down to Playzone. That is about 10 kills for the Playzone in a matter of
I
minutes.
know the Playzone MVP right now in the final game. I mean, they're gonna be the top killer here in the second game.
They really just took their time a little bit too much, and now that there's a crate in the middle of zone 2, for anyone that wants to crash the middle zone with cars, they are going to be coming out on top.
It could be a bait here, though. The crate could be a point of contention, Bigfoot, but also knowing that these other teams have seen it on the map, they're going to know exactly where you are around this crate as well. And the final zones are open. We see HSK with a really nice 1 versus 1 there, securing himself another kill. Can't quite see how many kills they're on. Looking at the screen here, is that 10 they're on now?
Yeah, HSK are on 10, and I don't think anyone's actually going to be going for the crate as a matter of tactics right now. If they end up near it, they might have a look, but I just reckon it's just an extra. With these trees here, with the crate there, it's a good spot to crash all your vehicles and hold down in the center. But looks like, because it's such a clear zone, most teams are going to edge it in, and it'll be a very typical edging battle we'll see coming up in a second.
HSK going to have work to do climbing up this mountain side, but moving back down to the side of Quiet Storm, not so quiet on the front of this Tempest Storm right now, as we see them making their bullets in and edging their way into the zone very, very close with the smokes now towards the side of AOK Esports. AOK Esports, one of these teams with a high ground advantage in this final zone, but the zone still going to be able to shift either way. Very, very soon, this zone will close down one more time into phase 6 as we approach our 25-minute mark.
Oh, there's HSK. I think that was partly Playzone, partly QST, but as VSN gets sprayed down on by AOK Esports, they managed to make it out alive. They keep edging in, and yeah, that crate area is still inside zone, but really are just going to see this edging technique. People don't often like to crash center when it's so open, but like I said, if you do have that portable cover, it might be worth it.
Here we go.
CCCP crash up into a tree right next to where VSN decided to stop off 2, and they instantly get a knock on Willow. Willow bled out straight away. Is it just Tilted left? No, there's Killam and Scopes 2 nearby. Tilted on literally 1 HP. The smoke grenade going to go out, but that explosion of the vehicle will finish off Tilted. How about Scopes and Killam right now? Killam does go down too. It's all on Scopes, but Scopes in a slightly more discreet part of the map. Didn't quite get noticed by CCP, I think. Nope, noticed by Dark there. And will be finished.
Yeah, also another vehicle. I was just going to say there that Scopes should get away from that vehicle before suffering the same fate as a teammate, and they do, as I mentioned that just now, fall down. So the side of Scopes and the rest of their team going to be down in 4th position. The CCCP looking now for more kills. The spray almost going to find a second. Now on to Quiet Storm. Tempest as they move aggressively down and rotate across to try get these knockups onto Quiet Storm, get these kills on the board for CCCP.
Monkey Bear's giving us a stupid fact. K12 isn't actually Kurdish. It's just called Kurd 12. But he might be, he doesn't think. He might be wrong. QST Slack going down to zone there. CCCP Snoopy getting down blessing from QST. So Slack will be finished off. Snoopy also gets King. AOK getting dark though, so the tables are starting to turn a little bit. Can AOK finish off CCCP in this situation right now? It is one standing for AOK and 3 standing for CCCP. What can Mestra do? But it will be finished there. Mestra going down.
Yeah, they missed the spray there at the end. Unfortunately, it was always going to be going uphill against 3 members. Always is inside of the PUBG world there. The CCCP secure himself their second chicken dinner in this team looking absolutely on fire in tonight's scrims.
That will be a sum total of 16 kills for CCCP in first place, AOK with 3 in second, QST with 4 in third, BSN with 5 in fourth, HSK with 10 in fifth, ES with 4 in sixth, and Kurd 12, none in seventh.
Yeah, and the side of CCCP there, obviously, with the amazing amount of 16 kills, they're 36 points plus the 20, and the kills that they managed to rack up, they weren't low on kills in the first game. They're going to be approaching almost 70 points now between the first 2 games, and potentially even take it into triple figures for the points going into the third game if they can have another good result here, Bigfoot. So it's going to be up to these teams to stop CCCP, because unless CCCP go down really early on in this final game on Miramar, or if they just have a really bad game, they're going to be taking back top spot, no doubt at all.
Yeah, it's not very easy to knock a double chicken dinner with high kill counts off the top place position, unless you've already been, if you've been hot on their tail, say you're in second, third, reasonably high kill counts on the way, and they go out in first, like early on, you might have a chance. So one slightly consistent placement point team tonight has been VSN. Say CCCP have a really unfortunate start to this next game, and VSN have an excellent game.
VSN as well.
It could go towards them. Of course, it all depends what happens in this last game, which I think should be Miramar.
Yeah, it does. Obviously, the notes there, we obviously do have Miramar on the notes, so it will likely be that, unless we do see changes onto Sandhawk. I wouldn't be opposed to a Sandhawk final game. Always going to be very interesting to see a Sandhawk final game. But Miramar also equally going to be interesting, obviously, with the revamped Miramar for these 2-3 months now, with the more compounds, as we say, much more of a different playstyle on Miramar now. The height advantage, and also taking control of the compounds, these 5-6 story compounds on Miramar in multiple different areas of the map, going to be high points of contention.
This was really, really badly played. Indra, look, wait there, one sec. I think I caught an angle. Look at that. So Indra just standing back, away from the other teammate while they get pushed by 3 people. I don't know if that's fear or what, but big mistake there. 2v3 is actually pretty simple, but 1v3 is not.
Yeah, exactly. I do agree. And the side of actually side of Quiet Storm, where they did do some work at the start of that engagement, taking one down. I think if they had been together, I mean, the zone was pushing in onto them anyways. They should have just been with their team. And being split like that, and not even being able to have a lock on those players through the smoke as well at the end and jump shot out of it, it was just a mistake there from the side of Quiet Storm and their synergy on their team play side. So aggressive here as they rotate in, and the side of Vision, phenomenal job. Not only defending the side of Power Star, but also thirsty for kills later on. I mean, an excellent shot from Power Star to engage onto that fight, but the drop shot, which I hope we do get in a next replay or so.
Oh yeah, we got the jump shot, easy. I just want to just have a look what happened there. Killim really just unfortunately potatoed those shots there, and Shakes was really fast on the switch. Killim was already shooting, so Shakes already knew the location. As Killim missed this last bullet, one more bullet and Killim would have had Shakes, but Shakes just turned around and pops with a DP into Killim there. Yeah, that will be Killim running for cover, but this was another really interesting play-by-play fight here. It just kept on getting more and more spicy, and then Thirsty for Kills came jumping in as well.
And no, the decide to actually kill him going down there really put Vision on the back foot when first the kills came in, because they were forced to make a rotation of one of their members of Vision to revive kill him before they ended up dying because of that first engagement, because of that little bit of a misplay on the shots and the spray there from kill him on that high ground at the start of all of this fighting. And had actually they lost their positioning against Thirsty for kills, if they had not won that fight, it would have been Killam and whoever, I believe it was the leader of their team who rotated round to help here receive this rotation. That shouldn't have even happened, that rotation at all, and cost them the numbers advantage versus the squad of Thirsty for kills. And it's little plays like that matter, really, isn't it? Like when you get to the tier 1 scrims, like Thirsty for kills could have been so much more aggressive moving into this engagement here against the two players.
I was actually watching the chat when this happened, just watching really carefully right now, and it's just beautiful. It was Scobes and Tilted peeking up that hill, mostly all on Scobes there. Let's go back a second. Yeah, you can't do this. You can't push by yourself, clear him. Watch what happens to you when you do that. Scobes and Tilted come out.
Yeah, it's just a mistake here. Clear him so far ahead of the rest of their team. Two of the members behind. One was knocked up from behind, keep in mind as well, from the back side.
Kelly did good to get Tilted there. Like, and Scobes did good to not get got there. But it was on the side of Via on Thirsty for kills. It was just badly coordinated. Really tricky as a team to coordinate exactly when you all reveal your position, but the closer together you do it, the better. If you reveal your position one by one, you will be taken out one by one.
I mean, I think had Thirsty for kills been a different team, and had this been no disadvantage to Thirsty for kills, a very respectable team, but had this been more like the PMCO scrims that we've seen just yesterday, they would have fully taken advantage of the fact that Vision had to make that 2-2 rotation because of the start of the fight. They lost one member down to Power Star.
Gonna jump in this room now for the last game. I'll be going to get some lovely dinner. I think I'm having grilled cod and sweet potato chips.
Oh my goodness. That sounds so good.
Slightly alternative fish and chips there for you.
I had a slightly not so delicacy hash brown and egg.
Oof. Ain't nothing wrong with a hash brown and egg, mate. Tell you what, I bought in the shop today. I got a big haggis pal. You a fan of haggis there?
Oh, a haggis. Oh, I do love haggis.
How do you have it?
You know what I don't get? It's when people, right, when you mention what was in the haggis and they go, like, that's absolutely disgusting. How can you eat that? But you've never tried it. Like, I don't know if it's just an acquired taste, like, for Scottish people all around the board.
I ain't Scottish. I'm Newcastle, but I do love it, mate. I don't really like it boiled though. I have it fried with eggs in a sandwich. I don't really like boiled haggis. I like the crispy meat on the edge, like that. Oh, can we just stop streaming and go eat now?
Yeah, we should really stop talking.
Sorry, MSL. I'm hungry. I haven't got any snacks. Ain't no snacks in my room. Right, I'll get in this room with both. I'm in the room with your iPad. Jump in with the emulator here.
Got one more game to go, and then you can have your really lovely sounded dinner. Yeah, there we go. Made sure not able to quite find the end. It wasn't really gonna happen for the side of AOK Esports. I mean, to go up against the side of CCCP there. CCCP in that final engagement of the second game, though, they managed to get so many more kills on the board. They potentially almost like doubled their kill count in the final few minutes. Yeah, back to the first replays here as we watch the first game. If you have missed the first couple of games, you're just joining in, these are the replays from the first game on Vikendi. Watching Cosmodrome right now on the side of so QST here on Quiet Storm versus AOK.
Do actually have a new scrim highlight from Willow. Might be worth putting that on. I think we've got enough time though. I think we've got 8 minutes altogether. So as soon as the Vikendi clips are finished, I'll put Willow's news edit on and Don't be shy. I'm happy to show any edits in half times if you got them. If you take the time to make an edit, I'll take the time to put it on my stream for you.
Yeah, it's all about support, isn't it? In the PUBG community, and all grow together and make the game better together. Because without every single one of you amazing people here, it would be as so amazing as it is already. But see, Rusty here, and Rusty the star player. I mean, I just want to say the star player from game number 1 here for the side of QST didn't quite make it into the final couple of teams. Was always going to be difficult though with only one member. But to keep themselves alive with, I think, that little bit of a mistake there that QST made, they could have literally just revived, I think, side of their AOK Alpha. They could have just revived a teammate, and that was all down because of the fact that one of the members of Quiet Storm didn't finish him off with a first and missed the bullets point blank, and that really could have cost them and cost Rusty there. But Rusty does manage to survive, gets the 1 kill onto another team, gets the 2nd kill now onto Quiet Storm Tempest.
Weird though. Oh, I know what happens. I reclipped it. I missed when I missed the last kill. I have to reclip it. And that's why you see that little bit with the car again, and then we see the kill with Gabar. Yeah,
look at that mistake there right at the end. The 2 health bars and right at the same. And then it's back to this top tier rotation again with 1 lead.
Yeah, if you just joined in the past game or so, it's an amazing constant circulation of thirsty for kills here. Sorry, extreme. Oh, yeah, that's thirsty for kills. Yeah. Extreme rotating on thirsty for kills. This is Want Me just constantly running around this squad, getting a new angle, taking a new angle, putting the gun away, sprinting around, taking a new angle. Really perfect gameplay.
Yeah, it's just excellent work from the side of Want Me there in this 2nd game right now. This is exactly what you want to see with the rotation. A little bit of a mistake there for first of the kills, trying to make that revive instead of understanding they did just lose 1 member. I would immediately stopped that revive there and got back under cover, because you see the next 2 kills going immediately on the way for the side of Extreme. And Extreme could have been one of these teams to contest CCCP, and could still potentially be one of these teams to contest CCCP if they do have a bad game. Extreme had that amazing first game, a really rubbish 2nd game, but if CCCP also have a rubbish 3rd game here, Bigfoot, we're looking at even Stevens on the scoreboard.
Yeah, the 3rd game is going to be the make or break for a lot of teams. Some teams not too far behind on the scoreboard, like VSN, for example. Extreme might not, even with the bad 2nd game, if Extreme have a high kill 3rd game, they might be on top too. So it's really just going to have to see how this goes for everyone. It's a bit of a melting pot right now with scores. All I can say for sure is that CCCP are miles ahead.
Yeah, definitely have to agree. I mean, almost close to, if not over 70 points already within 2 games, and phenomenal scoreline. I mean, we see sometimes 70 points between 4 games. So getting that in simply 2 is really nothing to scoff off about. Vision with that rotation there. Vision, they do end up themselves, unfortunately, not really many kills so in the first game. And that was, I think, partly why we just weren't warmed up here. They made a little bit of a bad rotation. I would have liked to see them try and make a rotation up higher through that zone a little bit quicker. Because the side of one of the extreme side were down in Vision, with a little bit of a potato movement there in the cars, as we'll see here.
Wado could have hid behind the car on the rock, maybe, but it would have exploded. The trick would have been explode the car as quick as possible, then get between the car and the rock. But yeah, and this is where CCCP clean up. So as soon as this is done, we will jump into Widow's new edit. Last iPad montage from Widow before moving to phone.
Wow, let's make it special. Let's show it after this clip and see exactly just how good the montage will be, because I'm expecting some real snazzy plays coming out from Willow.
Yeah, well, Willow in a classic is a pretty impressive Willow, I'll tell you that. It's not so easy to pull off those tricky plays, though, in a scrim, although we did see a great jump shot from Willow, finishing off.
It was an amazing jump shot. Here we go. The premiere of Willow's video.
We're missing the dubstep. Wait there.
It wouldn't be a montage without the dubstep intro.
Yeah.
And the name. Oh, wow. There we go. The grenade lands. Yes, it does. Double kill.
Zoom in on that. Yeah, zoom in on the kill feed there. Just for those that didn't see it, I did get 2 kills there. "69 Headmaster." That's a bit of a dodgy name. You just killed someone called 69 Headmaster.
Oh no.
Questionable.
Not as good as the Yes Babies team though. They'll always have the best
Yes,
team.
babies.
Really does put me in the mood for some Austin Powers for the system, so.
Oh, that was Clark. Oh, that's funny. Ooh, nice one.
That was good.
Look at this. Oh my god, Widow, stop it. That's Welshie. Oh, it's Houdini. It's, it's KPCJJ. It's so funny. I know all these players.
It's all of them being murked on this montage right now
Nice
by
one.
Willow.
Nice one, Willow.
Yeah, scrim highlights there, so should do it in a scrim as well.
So we're about to kick off this final match tonight. And how are you feeling about this final match? What do you want to see?
I would like to see a little bit more even on scoreboard. I mean, no detriment to the side of CCCP, but it really would shake the story up if we did see them go down early on in Miramar. But equally enough, I think they've done an amazing job in the first 2 games. So I think we could see them go really high up in the kill count on the scoreboard count in this final game on Miramar. I would like to see the side of Extreme though move in as well into this final game a little bit longer into the game. Unfortunately, they fell off so quickly in the second game. We never even noticed they died earlier on. So they really do need to claw it back. Perhaps just a bad drop in this second game.
Yeah, I want to see VSN pull themselves up and get some higher kills. I'd like to see Sons of Odin not be killed by the zone, for example, and get their rotations a little bit better there, because that rotation with the boat pulling up on that, they could have actually just gone down the river a little bit further and to the east, and they would have been able to come into the zone quite comfortably. But they pulled up on the edge there and got distracted with K12, and I forget who the other team was. It was the team that all have the same suffix to their name and prefix.
RNG.
RNG, yeah. And, we are here in Sandhawk, so there's no Miramar. They need to change their info because it says Miramar. It says Vikendi Sandhawk. Just check this in. Grim info. Yeah, it says Vikendi Sandhawk random, but it's actually looks more like it's Sandhawk Miramar random.
Yeah, it really does. I think we've seen Vikendi and Sandhawk in the last 2 weeks. Honestly, yeah. I don't know what Miramar's doing on that list. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, for me,
it's just a little bit confusing. I've been looking at this info and it's just not quite correct. So I'll have a little word with Tier or Monkey, but they probably heard me say this anyway. So no stress, anyone. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, no.
Have a little look at the info in the info channel there.
I mean, both Miramar and Sandhawk are roughly the same. But obviously, they are very different.
You what, mate?
No, hear me out here. Hear me out.
What?
Hear me out here. Look, I feel like they're similar in the fact that they can be very fast-paced games. So, in terms of the pacing, I don't mean the map itself. In terms of the pacing of the final game, I think it will be similar.
The latter zones for sure. Sandhawk because they've all made it to the Sandhawk because they're all the last zone's right there on their doorstep from the get-go, and Miramar because they've all made it to the last zone because they've had the space to do that. Yeah, the end zones can be pretty similar, just aside from the amount of cover, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, Sandhawk has its own version of cover between trees and rocks in Miramar with the extra compounds. Obviously, the height difference, something we don't usually see on Sandhawk, apart from the couple mountain ranges, but more of a flat map than Miramar.
Just laughing at Willow here. It's like, I'm going to go for boot camp. I'm going to go to boot camp by myself. Actually, no, I'm not. Alright, where are these fights going off? I thought I was going to see a boot camp hot drop, but it looks like it's Cow and Paradise. We'll go over to Paradise here. It looks like this might be quite a low tier fight as it's happening right on the edge before people have had a chance to loot up correctly at the two towers we like to call this area. And RNG looks like they're on top so far, knocking out QST already, one player. And where's Rusty at? Rusty was the clutch master of the Vikendi game. Can Rusty save the day right now? Indra has already been lost. Picking up the M4 now.
Yeah, it does feel like Rusty miles ahead, I think, in the 1 versus 1 play. I think, obviously, this team may synergize well, a little bit more practice together. Rusty, more that 1v1 player, turns instantly around and removes one of the RNG members from this game. Just immediately quick and decisive plays here from Rusty. A second now going down. Rusty, phenomenal player here. Third kill going for Rusty. Can they find the final one onto RNG? They cannot do it. Goes down. Barely cannot find the 1 versus 4, but the 1 versus 3. Still one player alive. He did manage to do it. And the side of it will be Quiet Storm Esports with the explosive start on this the third game here, the final match, taking himself up 4 kills on the board.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, mate, I'm not hungry anymore. That filled my boots right up. And just to let you know, up in Cow, I did put it on the iPad screen there. It will be the team PS on top of Cow. I'm sorry I forgot who they wiped out. Let's have a little check. I can check in the kill feed because it'll be a disappeared team. It will be RNG or QST. Who was? Oh my god, my short-term memory sometimes. I need
it. It'll be QST there.
Yeah, QST was up in Cow, yeah.
The other Quiet Storm Tempest falling down there. And RNG as well. RNG, unfortunate. We talked about how good Trig was in the first and second game and parts of those 2 games with just the decisiveness from that player, but they do fall down. Can't quite find a 1 versus 1 against Rusty. Phenomenal player when it comes into the pressure situation of having to carry their team and keep them alive.
A little bit worried about VSN's loot levels. Widow might have enough from that compound. Killer maybe enough from his compound, but kind of pushed out a boot camp. All that juicy loot is, and HSK are going to keep it all for themselves. No one really contesting boot camp. Wilo40 might want to contest boot camp all by himself, but then last minute decided it wasn't a good idea, and I think I agree, Wilo. Not the best idea to try and take on all of HSK. And now that they've finished looting up the main buildings and they're even out inside the warehouses, so could be worth a little skim through the HSK team and see what sort of armor they're repping. We've got a level 3 bag, 2-2 there. Level 3 bag and 2-2 there. Level 2 bag and 2-2. And level 2 bag and 2-3. So they're doing pretty good for themselves. They've all got ARs, what they want. AR. They're just laughing. Yep, HSK filled to the boots with loot right now. Going to be able to do whatever they want. Surprised not to see a single SMG in there, or even a sniper. It is Sandhawk. The potential for using SMGs is a little bit higher. But, of course, they're just going to run with the ARs. Nearly every single one of them's got a 5.5762 AR loadout.
It's a lot of numbers there for me that I'm certainly going to be keeping track of for the side of HSK, because HSK, one of these teams, actually hold that fort. Those B2B take down a knock up onto one of the side of AOK Esports, another very low up on top of this hill as B2B rush this very small compound. Astro and Lackey here trying to find the kill onto Marcia. Maestre there has one shot to take down Lakey. Unseen as well, closing in from the bottom of that hill. Marcia needs to regroup here, try to cover Maestre here. Maestre going to go down as well. Most likely, still alive, however, falls down and mounted to the side. Marcia now down to 2/3 health, trying to find out 1v1 onto Astro. And this is going to be the pinnacle point of this fight if the side of Marcia can find that kill. The side is not, just completely going to run two different directions here.
No, it's definitely worth linking up. Remember what we said last time when that team, I'm forgetting the name now, but I think it was up in Lipovka, and they were hid behind a wall just letting their teammate 1v3, and what is that about? Why would you just sit and wait while your teammate 1v3s and then push the free? It just doesn't make any sense. There's no explanation for it apart from possibly fear. Oh, Mestra, nearly, yeah.
There we go, that's going to be so bad. On the camera, Maestre. That's a yikes on the camera. Maestre not going to be happy with that one if he watches this stream back. Looking around at the rest of these teams, the zone shifting in around that western side, splitting off these three different islands once again. Very common for the zone to do so. We see in Painan, gonna be three different teams come across, and for a little bit of a skirmish here, one of the side of Sons of Odin being revived, the other by the other. Is a try get back into this fight here. We've got two different teams, one up ahead of them, the spray coming down against them here. Another almost going down low. Sons of Odin really struggling to make a head foot into the side of this Painan compound.
Yeah, and that will be mooning back down by the hands of Raf or Yella.
They've managed to get one across here, though, and keep focused. If Sons of Odin can keep this pressure up, try and make their way in, because now comes also the side of Lethal Men from behind them as well. Three different teams surrounding Sons of Odin. So unfortunate for his team in the final game. A bit of mispositioning going into Painan. The grenade's going to come here from Paphos. Doesn't quite find it, though. Sons of Odin are going to need to pull off something phenomenal here to take down three different squads separately, but could be massive on the kill count if they can take them all down. But Lethal Men rushing in here. Or should I say, actually, it will be, sorry, Extreme. My apologies there, a little bit of the issue there, screen share. You'll understand, Bigfoot, with the quality.
You know, don't worry. Everyone makes mistakes. I think I might have slightly offended Killen by pointing out the potato in the replays there.
Well, I mean, it's just truth. It's just truth.
We call it how it is, and like you just need to be humble and realize not everyone can be perfect all the time. Everyone potatoes, everyone dies. It's PUBG. Like only 4 people survive every match. You know what I mean?
That is very true. That is very true indeed. And Extreme struggling right now once again. I wanted Extreme, this team, to be really doing well here against what is going to be the side of Kurd 12, and also going to fall down, unfortunately, down in 12th position. Maybe not, though, as I say that, as we actually have a little bit of a stray here from Extreme. A smart decision with the result playing out how it is for Extreme not to play all their cards into Painan, still keeping one player alive.
Yeah, no. That Overwatch position is so OP for your team making it further into the match. It's also OP for getting the kills if the team you're fighting doesn't know exactly where they are. But looking at VSN here, it seems like they've planned to pin out HSK on the way from boot camp, but I think they might have made a small mistake by opening fire a little bit too early, and now you can see HSK trying to take a different route. However, they will be heading down to bump into Kid 12 and Moonin from Sons of Odin. On the other side of the river, we can see CCCP in a BRDM. Oh my god, so what is Scope's going to do right now?
Crushed. I don't know how
that was so intimidating. The BRDM just coming, pushing it across the map.
CCCP blue.
Well,
I mean, if that's not scary, I don't know what is in PUBG.
Unfortunately, CCCP, miles ahead of the game right now, are probably going to get disqualified. There's no flare guns allowed, so they might have just cost themselves the entire scrim by not really reading the rules that are put. The rules are there on the room codes. If you read the room codes, you read the rule: no flare gun, no all chat. So
it may have been a misfire, but should have been picking it up anyways. Should have been not had even the flare gun in.
Oh, you shouldn't. Yeah, you just put it down.
Yeah.
If you got all pick up and you pick it up, go put it down somewhere and walk away. Here is Bigfoot Sugar Daddy. Hey, baby. Thanks for all the spells. My son. Dear, my son. Varför gör du på detta viset? And yeah, now it's CCP, the technically cheating team taking VSN out, which is going to be annoying for VSN because CCP shouldn't actually be allowed in this game after firing the flare gun. So
I think we need to hold back, and we need to understand if they do take the stuff out of the airdrop, if it is a misfire, they won't touch the airdrop.
That vehicle comes from a flare. So
oh, it does. Oh well, baby.
This vehicle is a flare vehicle. When you shoot it outside of the zone, they shot the flare. They broke the rules.
Oh well, that's it then. That's completely it.
And you can't misfire a flare because when you shoot it, you got to aim up at the sky and wait a second till the aim closes in. There's no such thing as misfiring a flare gun.
Well, look, I'm trying to be nice to CCCP, but clearly they've just broken all the rules. So yeah. I'm in 100% agreement there. I think they've unfortunately cost themselves what has been a fantastic scrim so far. So unfortunate.
But big respect to them leaving VSN alone there, so that's going to allow VSN to catch up maybe in the points. But it also does open up the top 3 for other teams. So
it really does.
So say VSN could push to second, and if CCP do get disqualified, like I think they should, because it's like I said, the rules are there on the room codes, no flares.
In multiple different languages as well. There's no excuse.
That's yeah. You're thinking of then if they post it in Russian, French, and English. And
well, I mean, surely you could just literally copy paste Zenith post as well if you wanted to, just to be extra sure.
Yeah, we do have. I mean, I don't know for sure, but CCCP are probably a Russian team. I mean,
well, I mean that would have worked. I mean, either way, you should know that most scrims don't allow flares in them, just purely because of this exact reason of how OP they can be walking around or driving around, should I say, in a tank in the final game. We see that zone closing in, knowing down to a number of teams here into our final couple zones on this final island, and CCP.
So hard to say the right amount of C's in it. You either say 2 or 4, but never 3.
Versus now decide of power style. I'm just going to start calling him CP from now on because all respect to the name, but CP here wiping out another squad here as they move around.
I'm just going to call them the cheaters for the rest of the game. So as the cheaters get another squad wipe and they get the rev on top of the BRDM, which I've never quite seen before. They will continue into the rest of this match, continuing to get unwarranted kills.
Trying to find
no points this match.
Trying to find an acronym for him. I've only got 2 C's, a P, and I can't find the other one for the other C. I've got cheating collective of players, but I can't find the other C.
Yeah, but whether I just asked Monkey Bear if it's a DQ. Monkey Bear says no points this match, and he said, "Did they use it to kill someone yet?" I went, "They almost ran over Scobes, but it's helping them a lot." Scobes was killed by a gun, nearly ran over, but not quite. But
yeah, just being able to walk in without being shot, like
it's like it's moving cover. It's ridiculous, and they're still driving it around. I mean, I disagree with no points this match. I think it should be disqualification from the whole map. However, fair enough, it's not my scrim. I just think it's simple rules. If you put a rule like that on the room codes especially,
you can't miss it.
yeah, but okay, I'm not the rule maker of the scrim. I just report what happens, and the result will come through, and that is a no points for this match for CCCP. Which
It's just going to be unfortunate because they're going to affect the rest of these teams here in their kill counts as well, which really does suck because a couple of these teams really needed the kill points to boost themselves on the scoreboard, and with CCCP just wiping out every team.
They've only got 3 so far, so they're not actually they haven't taken too many potential points away from other people, but it's still 1 point stolen by cheating is too much. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. I have to agree with you there.
K12 safe dies from falling off a cliff somehow. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but K12 safe will go down to falling off the cliff. Meanwhile, so VSN getting a knock somewhere else. That will be Willow. Yeah.
So how's the placement points going to work right now? Because we just see the second place then take chicken dinner's amount of points. So CCCP do get that first place. Because I don't imagine it should be taking the points off these teams who are making it into the finals. And I think CCCP at the bottom of the leaderboard and just pretend that there's one less team and boost all of the rest of the teams up by 1 position on the game points, at least, would be fair.
I sincerely think they should be a kill team button. Like, if someone's cheating, you should just be able to... I'm really not kidding. I think as a room owner, you should be able to just turn a team into boxes with a press of a button. Because
I think it'd be much more impressive if it just the red zone came down and blew them all up. That'd be much more satisfying. You see just 4 giant red bombs come down on top of them. CCCP there with the high ground advantage versus Vision right now, though. Down to our 6 final teams, 15 players. Not even just over 17 minutes into the game right now, in this zone continuing to close in. Going to be in half of this blue zone to still close in before we shift over to our 6th phase of the game. Vision making headway, however, trying to poke around behind the side of CCCP here. Grenade possibly onto one, but has been spotted.
Doesn't quite get Snoopy there. Willow on the push towards CCCP, so hopefully we'll see some retribution, but CCCP might just wipe Vision off the map, which would be an awful shame, especially considering the cheating we've been speaking about this whole game. Little pre-nade out from Snoopy won't actually do any damage there. Willow and Killam taking their time with the push. Snoopy getting hit a little bit, but not quite enough there to take Snoopy out. Willow and Killam probably going to push forward with the guns, but yeah, Willow almost wipes out Snoopy. Now it's up to Killam to get 1 more bullet in. There you go, Killam. That's that last bullet we were talking about. As you do get it in, and we will rev Willow right now. Loads of shots in my left ear. Having a look down, it looks like there's quite a few solos left. You've got AOK Danzo, last one standing for AOK Alpha. Marcia looks like maybe the last one for AOK Esports and using the first aid kit right now. And then we've also got HSK Dope, last one standing for HSK, going to bleed out Picasso there. VSN going to be pushing in from the high ground. This could be quite advantageous for them as CCCP have split up and are currently distracted with the other teams around. QST making a push up as well, but still getting shot from the high ground.
Here's they're moving closer to the side. Now will be also the side of Quiet Storm making their moves up, just like Vision making their way up to the top of this hill here. And the excellent high ground position from CCCP there, regardless of the cheating or not on the positioning, they have been fairly well in this fairly good here in this final game. Quiet Storm going to have to try make an ascent here up this mountain and try find a way inside of this final zone. That's going to find a spray down onto another member of Quiet Storm. This zone going to finish off though with the help of CCCP. Vermi gets that knock up and takes down Quiet Storm from the game. So unfortunate once again to know the situation.
Yeah, nice to see Killam and Willow up on the top here, and I did want to see VSN get that higher. You asked me, we were talking about what we wanted to see this game. I wanted to see VSN with higher kill count, but I guess a chicken dinner is going to make them make up for that. They've only got 3 kills right now, but what a good job they've done making it past all this chaos to zone. Scobes being taken out by the BRDM plus 3 men on foot push. Absolutely crazy little clip there. I'm going to cut some highlight reels soon to some music and put them up. And that clip there where the BRDM pushes up against Scobes is 100% going to make the cut. Killam actually just pre-nading the hills. Doesn't really know where people are going to come from, but knows they're coming from the outer edges of the zone, so they're just nading downhill right now, keeping that high ground. Killam and Wilo pushing right towards that smoke where Danzo is. This probably won't last too long unless Danzo pulls some massive tricks out the bag.
Yeah, Danzo with the zone behind them now, going to be eaten up by this phase 6 zone right now, and the health bar dropping so fast, it's not going to be able to be a chicken dinner for the side of Danzo there, and the side of AOK instead. Vision securing himself that chicken dinner. CCCP, as we say, once again, so unfortunate, but we have cheated in this final game. Will receive 0 points despite their third place position, stealing, unfortunately, 6 kills away from the rest of these teams and affecting every other team in this final game.
And yeah, so what will happen with the points there is every team behind CCCP will get the position points in front of them.
Very, very fair.
Every other team behind them will get 2 extra points as well. So that's a pretty good way of doing it. Just asking who Monkey thinks wins there. Monkey first guess CCCP. Monkey second guess PS. I went nope. Third guess VSN. Yes. And he says, holy, that's the game they needed. True right, buddy. Did want to see a higher kill count, bit more aggression, but happy with the chicken all the same.
Yeah, I think it was just well played to the side of Vision. Their rotation, and CCCP made that mistake of not taking Vision out earlier on in that third game, and they do come back to take that chicken dinner. We see lower down in the border, Sons of Odin, they really had an unfortunate game sandwiched between 3 different teams. They thought they could have a good game. They tried to get into Painan in that final match, but just could not find a way into safety in a bit of peace and quiet away from all the fire of about 12 different players.
Yeah, definitely in a mountain zone. High ground means everything. And that's why when the zone closes in on that northwest island of Sanhok, you do see a lot of teams rushing in, trying to get the high ground first, and the contention for that. And there was a lot of chaos from that high ground. CCCP were trying to hold it down, but couldn't quite do it. And then BSN snuck in for the height and took that victory against that last solo player, which was really nice to see for them. That's what they needed. And with CCCP's points wiped out, we could actually see VSN in first or second place in this whole scrim.
Well, we definitely could. And I'm just so disappointed because CCCP had a phenomenal first 2 games. They might not even needed the points in this final game to put them still high up on this leaderboard. But with that final game, they're definitely likely out of the top position here with the results. We're going to get to the replays though for the final game here on Sanhok, and we'll start off with amazing 1 versus 3 with help from the rest of Quiet Storm to finish off the final member of RNG.
Yeah, just like to, I've not been asked to, but I'm just going to call Rusty MVP of the night. Well done, Rusty. Definitely enjoyed watching your plays this evening. I look forward to seeing more of you play.
Yeah, game 1 and game 3, phenomenal ability there. Unfortunately, does go down earlier on in this third game, much more than obviously would have liked. Just straight in. Before this even, they turned around, took out 1 member as well, straight through the door as well. RNG, very aggressive, I feel, moving in here. Rusty not able to finish off this final kill, a little bit too late on the spray there. Doesn't quite find the mark there, but Quiet Storm to take out the side of RNG there, securing himself those 4 kills.
Bit about yourself, mate, but I'm pretty hungry, so I'm going to get a shower and head down to my girlfriend's for this fish and chips.
All right.
You're welcome to stay on the stream commentating if you want, but I'm going to leave the clips on loop while I take my shower, and I'm going to get dressed, turn the computer off, and head off.
Right, well, I'll continue commentating the rest of these matchups, guys, but get to the end of the games here on Sandhawk. I will also head off and we'll bet with your tonight. So you go have your shower.
I'll stick around. I'll stick around for Sandhawk with you, and then I'll turn the webcams off and let it loop out for anyone that's a little bit late. How about that?
Sounds like a plan.
So you can
here
see.
We go. Basically, beautiful.
Oh, it's like me on my second IGL debut, isn't it?
It's like watching your YouTube clip all over again.
Since we're so far ahead this month of watch hours, I'm going to cut a couple scrims, I think, and start playing some instead.
Be interesting to see. You should totally stream those scrims, though. Yeah, heads up on that one.
Yeah, I can. I need a new sound card because I can stream in mono, but is that not a bit weird streaming a stereo game in mono right now? So I need 180 quid, and I am completely broke right now, social benefits and all that. So as soon as I can piece together 180 quid, I am going to sell an Elgato. If anyone wants to buy a USB Elgato, I'm going to put that.
180 quid?
No, it's going to be more like 100. Yeah, more like 100 quid, but I'll find the other 80 somewhere.
Yeah, we do see Pathos there for Extreme. Trying to find the kills there on Pajama, but those players so low. So unfortunate for Extreme in these second and third games. Straight from behind, Pathos obliterated there, not watching the flank. And Extreme just had a real unfortunate second and third game. They were looking so good in the first game, but I think what is made it decided to Extreme squad struggle in these scrims is their over aggression. I think they are at times just a little bit too aggressive, and I think they need to play these scrims much more passive, just suss out the compound, suss out the positioning of the players, stick together a little bit more and watch their positioning when they do end up coming in, because these small mistakes that they're making, here we go, here's a scary looking engagement there. Let's go. I mean, you watch
what a clip! And the cheaters of the match, the cheater of the match award goes to CCCP with this aggressive BRDM push. Where is it?
I mean, look at that. That is just scary.
Look at Scove's movement, though. Let's watch this. Let's watch Scove's movement in slow-mo. Go on. Sidestepping the BRDM. Meh, meh. You ain't running me over, pal, but you can shoot me with your AK.
Yeah, so unfortunate for Scoves. But revenge from Scoves from the grave there with the rest of Vision taking the chicken dinner. So they do end up out on top. Either way, against the side of CCCP.
See there, look, even though the zone isn't definitely going to finish around that mountain, there's already two teams up there, and that's what happens with these northwest borders in Sandhawk. It's just a fight for the top.
Yeah, it's just exactly that, and we've seen this fight for this mountain top play out throughout almost the entire match. CCCP there really obliterating the side of PS Power Style, which was the side of Monkey's guess, but do get wiped out by CCCP. Vision, the next guess up, though, does get that correct. So well done on that. QST a bit unfortunately here, they do suffer the hands of CCCP at the end as his zone moves closer in. Lone God maybe perhaps could have made it into the zone, but doesn't do so in the end, as we may see at the end of this clip. Yeah, I guess this knock-up could have perhaps made it into the zone. Goes down there. Rusty also falling down in the end there. We do see on that kill feed as well. Phenomenal player once again. The star, I agree with you, of these scrims tonight. This final matchup here, the zone, not going to matter. The phase 7 zone going to destroy the side of Danzo on the side of AOK. Nothing can be done when this zone closes in. You see it in the fade away of getting these chicken dinners. Tries to stand up, pull something funny, but the zone already taking him down to a third health. there's nothing you can do against 2 full health bars. So Danzo tried his best, but doesn't quite find it. AOK Alpha down in 2nd position.
Back to the start here, so I'm going to log off now. I'll leave these playing out for you until I've had my shower, and then I'll come shut the computer down. So thanks again for being with us, Highland Wolf, and thank you to MSL for the scrim, thank you to the players for the content and the entertainment, and we'll see you tomorrow with PML and DT, I think.
Yeah, 2 different scrims, so exciting stuff. Catch you guys tomorrow afternoon.
Nice.